Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Sports Report. I'm Chris Puckett, joined by Revan now.
I'm back.
Revan, welcome to the show. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Today we're going to be talking about Faze Red. They are the 6th seed going into the X Games. I believe, right? 6th seed?
Numero 6, yeah.
Okay.
That's correct. Yeah, so Faze Red, they came in through the pro points, of course. They're higher than Strictly Business and Curse Orange, but a little bit surprising to see them at number 6 because this is a squad that's been around for a while now.
Oh, without a doubt, especially when you're talking about JCap. If you go back a few years to Black Ops 1, Modern Warfare 2, he was the #1 overall player in the game. So a little bit weird seeing him on a team that's, a little bit down in the standings.
Well, let's take a look at some of FaZe's history so far. They've played quite a bit, and Replays and Classic have kind of been the core of this Faze Red team. Before there was a Faze Black, it was just Faze Red. And back at MLG Columbus, it was Replays and Classic playing with Spacely and Huddle. Those two guys you now know. We have Spacely on Strictly Business, Huddle playing with the Vex crew. UMG Philly, it was JCap added to the squad, joining Replays and Classic with Methods filling in. They finished 7th place there, and that led to the U.S. Championships. Now, unfortunately for Methods, he was too young for the COD Champs, replaced by Proofy for this squad, and this was one of their highest placings of the year, finishing 4th. At COD Champs, though, a bit of a surprise. We saw them struggle. Finish 6th place after losing to the Australians, Trident T1 Daughters, and also struggling in group play. And then, of course, Niagara, we saw them finish 12th. With their current lineup, they've added Theory instead of Proofy for that event.
Yeah, Replays and Classic, I just want to add in that they're pretty good friends in real life as well. So Classic, when he was first added to the roster, we haven't seen him in a while. Back in Modern Warfare 2, he's a pretty prominent player, but he's back, and he's been playing very well in Ghost. I'm a pretty big fan of this roster.
Pretty big fan?
Yeah, I love the SMGs, Replays Classic, and then adding in Theory. Theory, of course, from Team Caliber, the team that, they kind of stole the 2nd place curse from Envious, but obviously Theory's a great player. And then you got JCap. He's going to be their positional assault rifle.
Now, and this is a squad that Theory, he had a great team in Team Caliber, a team that was finishing very high every tournament. He purposely left that squad after COD Champs, saying that FaZe is the place for him to be. Why do you think Theory wanted to go and join FaZe Red?
Well, word on the street was that Team Caliber had a bit of a falling out after the Call of Duty Championships. But when you look at this roster, he's played with Replays before, right, on that VVV squad.
Yeah.
So he knows what Replays brings to the table in terms of leadership and in-game communication. Then you're looking at Classic. This guy, brought back from the past. He's been playing so well in Ghost. And then you look at JCap. Everybody knows who JCap is. Already said he used to be the #1 overall player in the game. So why wouldn't you want to join this roster?
Now, you can see there in Call of Duty League Season 2, they're currently sitting in 5th place. 0.86 KD. Hasn't had the best KD online. Has been doing a lot of the objective, though. 4.66 flag caps and then 2.85 blitz caps a game. His slaying gets about 20 kills in a respawn game mode. In S&D, he's got a 0.9 KD. But at UGC Niagara, despite their 12th place, Theory was playing really well. He had a 1.03, over 5 blitz caps per game. Same thing with Dom. And when it came to being a Slayer, improved on that record, also finishing with a 1.0 overall KD.
Not bad, and clearly you could see in the stats that he plays better on LAN, which is great to see in a player.
Now, what I find interesting here is Theory and Replays. You said it. These guys have teamed together in the past. In fact, they kind of broke out onto the scene together in Black Ops 2. We saw VVV at that Dallas event really shock a lot of people. They were playing with Complex and Real Eyes at the time as they finished 3rd. Since then, Theory kind of broke away. He had some higher placings than Replays for a while. Going back to his teammate now, what do you see when these two play together? What kind of chemistry do they have?
Well, they all like to be very aggressive with their submachine guns. Replays, Classic, and Theory, they all kind of play a fairly similar role. From what I've seen in their games is that Replays, more often than not, tends to get a few more kills, so he kind of steps up in terms of slaying. But, they all love to be aggressive. They take a lot of pressure off of JCap, and JCap needs it because he has a few back problems.
And JCap, of course, he is their assault rifle player, but he seems pretty comfortable in this game running a sub as well.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. Ghost, there are maps where you're going to have to pull out 4 submachine guns, and we've seen it from Evil Geniuses time and time again. But whenever you need that stability on the map, whenever you need a few more kills, JCap is more than willing to pull out that assault rifle.
Well, before we get into your predictions, your feedback, I want to ask you, who's strongest player on the lineup, who's your X Factor, who's the player to go huge at X Games. But before we get to there, I want to take a look back at some of their gameplay. Now, we're going to start this off with the core three. This is Replays Classic and JCap. Their fourth was Proofy, and this is going back to the Call of Duty Championships, going up against SK in the very early parts of the tournament. If they lose here in the pool, they are out of the tournament. They had to go big. We have game number one, starting things off with some domination.
And let's go out over to Classic, who's going to be watching middle B. He's the lone man in the middle of the map.
SK have actually also sent one player overextending all the way to C. That's going to be Quickie. He's going to have a one-on-one gunfight. Watch that. That's the top left of the screen. Now you actually see him.
Too sneaky.
He's dead. There we go. Nicely done. Well held by Faze. The trip cap still there. And they are getting a, seriously, it's 20 points. They were 20 points down 2 minutes ago. Now they have a 20-point lead with a trip cap going in for the last 40 seconds of this first half. This is an unreal performance from Faze when they looked as if they could potentially be down.
What happened to SK? That's the real question. What happened to him? Finally, one goes down. Replays opportunity to get a two-piece here as C is taken back, shoots the trophy, but can't find the player. Finally cleaned up in the back. So SK with the two cap going into the final 20 seconds will be able to pick up some points. Classic trying to stop it at A. Meanwhile, B is being taken. Can they keep him off?
Fantastic stuff coming in from Faze. You're asking what happened to SK. Simple answer, they're just getting outslayed. You've got, what, JCap 17 kills, Proof 15 kills? This is exactly what Faze need if they're going to win this game.
Great start here. Rox knows what's on the line here. He's unable to hold his position. Just as I switch to Quickie, he's eliminated by JCap as well. Classic off to a 4-1 start. JCap 3-1. So the first 8 kills compared to 4 going in favor of Faze.
Yeah, really good stuff. They got 3 players down and did exactly that. They jumped on that B flag, and now they control both A and B. So that 2-1 flag advantage, that is going to give them that increased score, which they need. Just, you know, the more points, the merrier at this point, Puckett. If you can build yourself a massive lead, you have to, but you don't want to do that. You don't want to be shooting your teammates.
Peekaboo, man, I heard something. Meanwhile, JCap, last man over here at A. This is a 3-cap for Faze.
Yep, this is good. This is, again, going to build them a massive lead, which is only going to make their lives easier. Nice play from JCap, looking to pre-fire that corner. Nobody home, though. As actually, Rox, he was definitely home. He shut down JCap there, but still SK without a single flag. This is fantastic news if you're a Faze fan.
Classic doing what he can, trying to push up from the back, is going to get another one. He goes down over to Proofy now.
Proof on your screens with 1 kill, with 2 kills, pre-firing for the third. Very ambitious, gotta love that. Still a trip cap. That's almost a minute of game time with Faze with the trip cap. And you can see exactly what it does to the score. 39-13, SK just being blown away right now.
Well, we saw this on the first side, but unfortunately for SK, it was Faze who came out with the better score at the half. What was the advantage? 21
so
point?
It was a
25
point advantage in favor of Faze, and they basically said, oh, 25? Well, let's try and double that.
Classic looking to neutralize A. He goes down. Meanwhile, Replays and Proofy starting to heat up. Replays on a 2-point streak, Proofy on a 4-point streak.
And this second side wasn't so much about slaying for Faze. It was just about rotating and getting those flags when you can. That's what's won them the game, to be honest with you. They recognized that they didn't need to win all the good fights. They could do smart things like we saw Classic do. He rotated all the way from A to C, grabbed that C flag, and it just gave FaZe the advantage. And that's all they've been doing all games, to be honest, Puckett. As soon as SK grab a home flag, they rotate to their home flag, pick it up, and just take the win.
Game, set, and it is done. Final 15 seconds. Who's going to get the most kills in this one right now? It looks like Proofy's there. Classic trying to catch up. Replays trying to add to his kill feed as well. Simply pre-firing the corner in the final 5 seconds. There's a few kills being scored by SK. Way too little, way too late. Almost a 30-point, add that to the 25. Over 50-point difference in domination.
All right, so that was a look at Domination from COD Champs back with Proofy on the squad. Now, what I noticed there was we saw Replays kind of doing that role of going behind enemy lines, constantly trying to get the opposing team's flag. But how are they able to get the trip cap? They did it on both sides.
Well, that's mainly due to Replays in Classic. When they work together, when their chemistry and teamwork is on point, they are so annoying to play against. I still have nightmares playing against them on Sovereign. They're always behind you. They're always in the enemy's base. And you saw it from Replays when he was at that C flag, always behind that C Jeep. SK couldn't find them, and it makes it so easy to hold on to the enemy team's home flag. Now, talking a bit more about mid-map control, you have Proofy and JCap both with assault rifles in their hands. Good luck trying to take the middle of the map.
So that was with Proofy kind of locking things down. Now with Theory added to the lineup, do you think they can employ a similar strategy? Is there someone else on this team to pull out the AR, or is it better to have 3 subs and only JCap with the Remington?
I think Octane is the only map where you could probably run 2 assault rifles, but on the other maps they should really improve in their domination game. I mean, having 3 natural submachine guns, you know, they had Proofy, and Proofy's a great SMG, but he's a natural assault rifle player. So just adding in Theory, they should have a lot more aggression, a lot more presence on the other side of the map.
Well, let's take a look at another domination game before we head to the commercial break. Now, after that Game 1 win against SK, they went on to lose the Search and Destroy. They lost the Blitz by just 1 capture in the final seconds, so this was do or die game number 4 from pool play at COD Champs.
Can't get too comfortable. Here we go right into the action. Proofy's my man to watch. In fact, let's take our camera to replays the hero from the first round.
Oh, he just went so big in that first side. And already, look at this play. So he's basically doing what Kivy did last round back at SK. So his teammates, they're already on that B flag. They've capped B. And replays was basically like, well, I was going to jump down on C, but I guess I kind of don't need to now. But looks like he is going to decide to try and go for the neutral. Didn't even really need to do that.
No need, yeah, just spawn kill there if you want. JCap's trying to set up for a spawn kill of his own, gets one, another one comes in, he goes down, but Proofy on the other side doing work, and Classic in this power position, top control tower perch, ready to do any assisting that he needs to. If he needs to cross, he can easily jump, and he gets the call out, someone trying to slide by, he's getting aggressive now.
Now, if FaZe can generate an early lead in this game, SK going to get demoralized. It's as simple as that. They're going to know mathematically we can't come back into this, and they're going to have to start thinking about the next round. Whereas FaZe can sit there and be like, all right, guys, we have got this. We can win this. And it's a very different mindset between the 2 teams going into that last and 5th map.
Oh, totally. I mean, head game is half the battle in any eSport title, and you see Classic with some nice defensive kills again, trying to dodge that grenade. Meanwhile, bought some time for JCap, who recaptures B. Nice teamwork here. Gonna be up to replays. What a shot there on the injured player. He's gonna hit fire for
replays!
Almost got all 4. Classic is gonna watch as Kiwi takes him down. But Classic says, you know what, guys, while you battle at B, I'm gonna go do this C move, and I'm gonna just shoot that guy in the back.
Surprised he even shot that, to be
Forces him to come back into the base. He knows they're gonna attack. And meanwhile, it looks like JCap and crew retaking B control. JCap trying to set up for the spawn trap now.
This is now JCap just really playing for fun, see if he can try and get his shot on. Make sure everything is good for the Search and Destroy. Nice easy headshot there on Quickie. Proof's going to get a couple of kills as well in that kill feed. 4 go down. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, 17 and 8 for Proofy, 2 captures. Because I like you, Ben, I'm going to let that one slide never again. Replays inside, still doing work at C. If you're SK, your own flag isn't even safe. This is demoralizing in domination. You hate getting blown out like this by anyone, especially a team that you were hanging with on Blitz and made a comeback against.
So Game 4 was just a story of spawn trapping.
Yeah, pretty much. You saw replays. I was talking about how annoying he was, and all the way back on the assembly line, getting them off of the C flag. SK had no chance of moving out of their base.
So Replays was kind of the hero of that domination game. We have another hero, and he comes from the Game 5 match. We'll show you that after the commercial break. Today's all about Faze Red. Tell your friends. We'll be right back.